match day 24. We're having several matches in several study around Europe, and we'll analyze the 20 games. Of course, if you join this video later on with the EPL analysis for the match day 24. All right, let's look at what's happened in the table first of all. Of course, Arsenal topping the table with 50 points, followed by Man City with 46 points with 23 total play 23 games. Aston Villa at of course the number 3 position on the table, followed by Man U. Of course, Man U moving to the top 4 position with 38 points, and of course the difference between Man U and Arsenal on top is like 12 points. Difference between Arsenal and City is like 4 points, so 4-point difference between those two teams. All right, and still looking at the table, of course, Chelsea in the 5th position. Chelsea is 1 point behind Manchester United. Liverpool 6th position, 2 points behind Man U, and 1 point behind Chelsea. So that's how it's planned out right now. Of course, a relegation battle where we have the like of West Ham, West Ham battling relegation, Burnley also in the relegation battle, Waters and Burnley, and of course Wolves. All these particular teams are battling relegation. So we'll look at the predictions, analyze the games, all the games we would have, and the EPL, and what we should be expecting from this particular team. If you're just joining me, my name is Richard Nwaje. You are looking at what would happen this weekend in the EPL, analyzing the 10 games we'll be having in match day 24 analysis. All right, let's go straight and let's try to analyze those games game by game. Let's analyze them game by game. Now, starting the early kickoff tomorrow will be definitely tomorrow. Of course, 1:30 is where we have an early kickoff match tomorrow. Although we have a match today between Leeds United and Nottingham Forest. I think that match is coming up today, and that will be one tough game. If you look at Nottingham Forest right now, the last game they won the last game, and this match date, which match is 25, right? I'm right, match is 25. Okay, sorry. Let's go back. It's not. I think we have the early kickoff tomorrow is between Leeds and Arsenal. Yeah, that's the early kickoff tomorrow, and it will be a very, very tough game to see what will happen in match day 24 between Leeds and Arsenal. Now, the Arsenal team lost their last game in the EPL, and therefore meant that will be a game that Arsenal, by all means, Arsenal will like to win. So Arsenal will come up with an A game tomorrow to see how they can be able to win that particular match. So it will be a very, very tough one between Arsenal and Leeds United, and that's what we'll break down what you should be expecting from that game. Now, if you missed the previous video, I spoke about how strong the Arsenal team are right now, and no one going near Arsenal. Arsenal are very, 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 very strong right now, and the way Arsenal are playing, it's difficult to see you can be able to beat Arsenal. That's how strong the Arsenal team are right now. So very difficult to beat Arsenal. Playing against Arsenal, you must go come with your A game, because Arsenal have everything working for them currently. So I think that's the basics around Arsenal and how strong Arsenal are right now when it comes to football. Now let's look at Arsenal playing against Leeds United, which is our focus on what would happen in that particular match. Let's look at what will happen in that particular match. Let's just move it and look at Arsenal playing against Leeds United. Now this is where it's going to get very, very tough, and Arsenal would win. Now you'd ask me why you say Arsenal will win. Arsenal, for me, when you look at their performance right now, no team could come close to Arsenal. Arsenal complete form, great players and everything, and Arsenal lost the last EPL game. I don't see Arsenal losing or drawing the game against Leeds United tomorrow. So it will be a must-win for Arsenal tomorrow. I think Arsenal will definitely win that game tomorrow. It's a must-win for Arsenal. Arsenal definitely would win that particular match, basically because of the fact that they are in form. Now let's look at Leeds United. Let's give some kind of respect and analyze Leeds United and talk about what Leeds United can be able to bring forth to the table. And look at Leeds United last game against Everton. They played 1-1 draw. They won Fulham by 1-0. So basically, looking at them playing, you look at the fact that maybe they've not lost their last 2 games, which is the upper hand for them, not losing their last 2 games. And you look at Leeds, they even defeated Derby County in the FA Cup. We won them by 3-1, and the last time they lost was against Newcastle. They picked up a draw against Man U, picked up a draw against Liverpool, and picked up a draw against Sunderland. won Crystal Palace by 4-1, drew against Brentford, play a draw against Liverpool. So won Chelsea, and in their last 10 games, Leeds United have just lost 2 games. Now that talks about how very, very strong Leeds United are. Imagine a team losing just 2 games in their last 10 games, and that means this particular team is very, very strong. I mean, that means playing against them, if you're not careful, you definitely get harmed. So that is how strong they are. But now let's analyze them going against the Arsenal team. The Arsenal team have picked up necessary points from the last few games they have played, apart from against Man U, where we saw the draw points. It will be a big cracker, but I see Arsenal winning. But the question is, if Arsenal can be able to keep that clean sheet, it will be very, 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 very nice. And many of us will be expecting the Arsenal team to, can you keep a clean sheet? Can you make sure that you can do to make sure that you don't concede any goal in this particular game tomorrow? But I think that will be one of the big points in that game. I think Arsenal will keep a clean sheet, but I don't see Arsenal scoring more than 2 goals against Leeds tomorrow. So Arsenal to win, but Arsenal not to score more than 2 goals in that particular game. That is Arsenal, Leeds United against Arsenal. Arsenal to score at least 1 to 2 goals in that particular game. Arsenal versus Leeds United versus Arsenal, and I think they will still remain top of the table. All right, let's move from that and let's talk about another game that we'll be seeing tomorrow, and let's analyze what will be happening. Now let's talk about the Wales and Bournemouth game. Now that will be another very tough match to see tomorrow, where we have Wolves going against Bournemouth tomorrow. Wolves against Bournemouth is a very, very tough game because the Wolves team definitely would like to come with their own A game. Now let's look at Wolves' performance in this particular season, and before we analyze what will happen tomorrow. Now, are Wolves strong enough? Are Wolves good enough to follow up? And that will be the big question. Wolves top and the bottom of the EPL table, where Wolves have won just 1 game this particular season. So Wolves are the worst performing team in the EPL currently. I come again, Wolves are the worst performing team in the EPL currently. No team is as poor as Wolves right now. And having a game to play tomorrow will be another big talking point, and if the Wolves team can be able to beat Bournemouth. Now let's look at Bournemouth's performance, Bournemouth on the EPL table. Where is Bournemouth and how Bournemouth can be able to stand out? Now that will be on that big talking point. Can Bournemouth stand out? Can Bournemouth be able to win Wolves tomorrow? I think it's going to be a straight win for Bournemouth tomorrow. Now Bournemouth are in the 13th position in the EPL table, while Wolves are in the 20th position. So for me, it's going to be a straight win. I basically think it will be a straight win tomorrow for the Bournemouth. I think for the Bournemouth team against Wolves. I think Wolves will definitely get relegated. I think that is not out of debate. Wolves will get relegated. I think Wolves might get a goal tomorrow. But for me personally, that game tomorrow between these 2 clubs is going to be a Bournemouth winning, Wolves Wolves maybe to score a goal, but Bournemouth definitely will have the day tomorrow. All right, let's move to the next one. Let's talk about Brighton versus Everton. Now this will be on that tough and very, very interesting game come tomorrow, where we have Brighton going against Everton. Now the Brighton team, I think Brighton is one of those EPL teams that would talk about their consistency and the fact that they can play very, very good football. Now if you look at the Brighton team playing in a very, very long while, you know that the Brighton team is a team that definitely that Brighton can come up with something strong. Now Brighton definitely always in mid-table team, sitting in the number 12 position, going against Everton, who is in the 10th position of the EPL, and that makes it very, very interesting, because imagine these 2 teams going against themselves. Now the question will be, how good has Everton been in the last few games? Now Everton had a draw against Leeds. Everton defeated Aston Villa. So Everton are in real form right now. Yes, respect to Everton are in real good form for me. Looking at the fact in their last 3 games, Everton has shown themselves very, very well. In the last 3 or 4, last 3 games, the EPL they have won. I think it was really the Brentford game that they lost. That is where maybe they lost the last Brentford game, where they defeated by 4-2. But we've seen them beat Nottingham Forest. They've beaten Burnley. So critically analyzing them, they look very, very strong. Now going against Sunderland, I think basically what we'll see tomorrow will definitely be a draw between those teams. I think that's my prediction for that game. I think I would say a draw. I don't see a situation whereby Everton would beat Wolves beat Sunderland tomorrow. With what we have right now, it's definitely going to look like what will have a draw between Everton picking up a draw in that particular game tomorrow. So that's the prediction for that game. All right, let's switch from there. Let's move on talking about that EPL game and what we should be expecting. My name is Richard, and want you for the first time, subscribe. We're talking about the EPL match day 24 and analyzing the different games which we will be having. Talk about tomorrow. Now we're having different game tomorrow, and we're trying to analyze them. Match day 24. If you just missed if you didn't join us earlier, we talk about Leeds and Arsenal, and we talk about the fact that Leeds and Arsenal, we were expecting Arsenal to win that game. If you just joined us, Wolves Bournemouth, we're expecting Bournemouth to beat Wolves, and Brighton Everton, we spoke about having a draw in that particular game between those two clubs. Well, let's move to Chelsea and West Ham. Now Chelsea will go in against the London neighbours West Ham tomorrow. Now definitely going to be a very tough game, but Chelsea's coach has given Chelsea this fighting spirit, and when you those in pidgin, the Nigerian pidgin, they will say when the coach just come, whatever you might call that. I think it's imparable that it's the fact remains that the Chelsea team are in great form right now, going against West Ham, and it's always difficult for Chelsea to beat West Ham. Let's be sincere with ourselves. It's not always an easy game when Chelsea plays against West Ham. Chelsea always have a way of struggling whenever they have to play that particular game. But Chelsea are in real form. I think if Chelsea going against West Ham will be a tough game. I don't see Chelsea keeping a clean sheet. I think Chelsea will not keep a clean sheet tomorrow. I think that's for me. I think Chelsea will struggle to keep that clean sheet against West Ham. But critically looking at what would happen around that game tomorrow, I see a situation whereby West Ham would have to push a very strong one. I see that situation. West Ham are also in a bit of form, scoring average of 2 goals in every game, although lost against Fulham, that was last year. So they have this way of pulling their game strong. Let's talk about West Ham. But against Chelsea is always a different game for them. So I see Chelsea winning, but a slim margin, maybe 2-1 against West Ham. I don't see it a outright win. I don't see Chelsea defeating West Ham just like that. I see West Ham at least scoring at least one goal in that game tomorrow. So that's what I'm seeing in that particular match. So West Ham to score a goal, Chelsea to win. Not a real convincing win for Chelsea, and because whenever you have those two London neighbours playing, it's always a very difficult game. So I see Chelsea winning, but as I said earlier, not that very big win, but a win for them. All right, so if you're just joining me, it's Richard YJ. You're filling up the match day 24, analyzing those games and what we'll be expecting from all those matches come tomorrow. All right, and if you just joined us, we have already spoken about what we'll be expecting the Arsenal game. Of course, it's going to be a very tough one to watch Arsenal play tomorrow. They did well. They did well in the Champions League, but lost their last EPL game. So we've spoken about that already, and we are moving out of there, and we're now focusing on other games and what we should be expecting in those other games. We're analyzing the match day 24 in the EPL and what we should be expecting in those particular games. All right, let's move and talk about back later. We'll continue just the part 1. We'll definitely continue because I have to drive off right now. And this is the part 1, and we'll have the part 2 where we'll follow up the complete,
Why are you smiling?
the complete. How you taking over? How much just wait? Give me like 30 more minutes.
Because I see you doing some online business.
Yes, I think we should go just. I don't think we should go just wait. Should go just wait.
Sir.
People like say they hustle.
Which kind of hustle?
And they see sense.
They do it and they talk. So I hope say she go just 10 or 30 minutes. When I tell you, Roland, she don't come. So
no, when I come again.
No problem. So I will join you guys later on
No,
in the next few minutes. Thank you very much for joining me. We'll then analyze, have a full analysis of the remaining games.